Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared12 here bringing you another Minecraft World War II aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Junkers Ju-87 Stuka. The Junkers Ju-87 was a German dive bomber and ground attack aircraft designed by Hermann Pohlmann. It was first flew in 1935. The Ju-87 made its combat debut in 1937 with the Luftwaffe's Condor Legion during the Spanish Civil War of 1936 to 1939, and served the Axis of World War II from the beginning to end, 1939 to 1945. The aircraft is easily recognizable by its inverted gull wings and fixed spatted undercarriage. Upon the leading edges of the faired main gear legs were mounted air ram sirens known as the Jericho trumpets, which became a propaganda symbol of German air power and of the so-called Blitzkrieg victories of 1939 through 1942, as well as providing Stuka pilots with audible feedback as to speed. The Stuka's design included several innovations, including the automatic pull-up dive brakes under both wings to ensure the aircraft recovered from its attack dive, even if the pilot blacked out from high G-forces. The Ju-87 operated with considerable success in close air support and anti-shipping roles at the outbreak of World War II. It led air assaults in the invasion of Poland in September 1939. Stukas proved critical to the rapid conquest of Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France in 1940. Though sturdy, accurate, and very effective against ground targets, the Stuka was like many other dive bombers of the period, vulnerable to fighter aircraft. During the Battle of Britain in 1940 and 1941, its lack of maneuverability, speed, and defensive armament meant that it required a heavy fighter escort to operate effectively. After the Battle of Britain, the Luftwaffe deployed the Stuka units in the Balkans campaign, the African and Mediterranean theaters, and in the early stages of the Eastern Front War, where it was used for general ground support as an effective specialized anti-tank aircraft and in anti-shipping roles. Once the Luftwaffe lost air superiority, the Stuka became an easy target for enemy fighters, but it continued to be produced until 1944 for lack of better replacement. By 1945, the ground attack versions of the Focke-Wulf FW-190 had largely replaced the Ju-87, but remained in service until the end of the war in 1945. Germany built an estimated 6,000 Ju-87s of all versions between 1936 and August 1944. Oberst Hans Ulrich Rodel became the most successful Stuka pilot and the most highly decorated German pilot of the war. So yeah, the Ju-87 here, one of the most iconic aircraft really of World War II. I mean, we all know the Stuka. It's a iconic symbol, and the sound alone is used in movies to this day for representing aircraft dive bombing and all that stuff. It's just a very iconic sound and just such a cool aircraft to really have. And this year is going to be a redesign for our previous version of it. This year is the B-2 version, so it's one of the earlier war versions that also does have the sirens mounted onto the fixed landing gear, so also kind of a cool little feature with that. But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and dive in here and take a look at the Ju-87, kind of see what we have going on for it and all that fun stuff. So starting with, we have the front of the aircraft here. It's got its big air intake there for the engine, your propellers. As we push further back, we have the cockpit and the rear gunner position. So it had a rear tail gunner. We have the wings, so kind of similar to, I guess, design to that of like the Corsair wings, kind of that similar gold type wing design. The fixed landing gear. As we go back a little bit further, we have the German markings and squadron lettering, all that stuff, and then you have the horizontal and vertical stabilizer. So overall, really simple build. It's really nothing too complex, but again, will make a really cool addition to your world. We also do have it equipped with a bomb here on the bottom of the aircraft as well. Looks about like a 1,000-pound bomb or something. So yeah, really cool aircraft. Should make a cool addition to your worlds as a German aircraft. And with that, let's go ahead and move into our tutorial by beginning with our first layers. Alright guys, so moving into our first layer, we go ahead and move into layer 4. Now, before we go ahead and jump in this build, I do want to go ahead and mention a quick few things. First one is that this is going to be for the in-flight version of the Stuka only, which means if you do want to build a landed version of it, you'll have to either modify this build or whatever, but this is again going to be solely the in-flight version of the Stuka. In addition, we will be building the aircraft or doing the tutorial in the format of half on camera, half off. What this means, I'm going to be building the entire centerline of the aircraft on camera, and then I'll be building the right side. It'll be up to you guys to take the right side and copy it over to the left side, and all that. It's pretty straightforward, and the aircraft is symmetrical on both sides, so shouldn't have any issues with that. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and get started with this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place down a iron bar like this. We're going to go then place down a black concrete block behind it, followed by a smooth quartz top slab, and then we're going to place down a birchwood fence gate. We're going to have this fence gate opened up toward the rear of the aircraft or away from this quartz slab. We're going to go ahead and place down a chain. We're going to go ahead and then skip a space, place down 2 blocks of netherite, a wither skeleton skull on the side of the block of netherite facing toward the chain, and then we're going to place down a polished black stone wall and a dark oak trapdoor on the back. After that, we want to go ahead and then grab our yellow, or just a random block, doesn't really matter what you use, but for me I'm going to just use some yellow concrete. I'm going to go ahead and go back from the trapdoor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. I'm going to go ahead and then place down a block of concrete, or a block of coal on the back. This is going to be followed with an item frame on both sides of the block of coal, and we're going to place down light green stainless paint in the item frame for the rear wheel. And also, if you're on Java, we can go and do a bit of extra detail by placing down a stone button as well on the side of that block. So again, it should look like that there, and we can then go ahead and delete that row of blocks building back from it. Then we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some iron trapdoors. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor coming off the chain here, and we want to make sure that this is on the top portion. So it's going to be like this. It's not going to be sitting down here like so. We're going to go ahead and go back from that with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 iron trapdoors. Taking our smooth quartz, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz, and 2 iron trapdoors after that. Once we have that all complete there, then we want to go ahead and then place down a smooth quartz upside down stair here in the front. And we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, and just 2 quartz full blocks back, and then 1, 2, 3 quartz top slabs bringing us to the rear. We're going to go ahead and place down a quartz top slab here, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have a total of 5 there. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor, then 1, 2 quartz top slabs, then 2 iron trapdoors, then a row of 5 of iron trapdoors, and then a row of 4. So it's going to basically create something that looks like that there for your wings. And then for the front intake here, very simply, we're going to place down a quartz upside down stair coming off the iron bar like so, and then a second upside down stair coming off the block of black concrete, and then a birchwood sign here to the side of the stair. And once you have that all done right there, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer 1 of the build. Here is a top-down view of what it looks like from the top-down view. Again, this is layer 4 all complete. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into layers 1 and 3, adding the landing gear onto the aircraft. Moving on to our next layer, we have layers 1 through 3. For these layers, really simple. We're going to go ahead and start off with the bottom here of our little intake here. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor on the bottom of the iron bar and the black concrete block. And then we're just going to place down a birchwood sign that's going to come off the side of the trapdoor here on the bottom. After that's done, we want to go ahead and then grab our mossy cobblestone walls. And we're going to be going ahead and placing down a mossy cobblestone wall coming off the bottom of these two, this upside down stair, and this quartz full block. We're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood stair like so, and then a green terracotta block that's going to go directly behind it, so like that. Then we just want to go ahead and place down a zombie head on the back there of that green terracotta block. Also, coming off this mossy cobblestone wall, if you want to go ahead and do the air raid sirens, we're going to place down a zombie head and then a chain to both sides here for these little spinning propellers that would generate that sound. Then on the bottom here, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 polished blackstone walls on the bottom of the stair and the green terracotta block to go ahead and form your landing gear. And once you have that done, that's what it should look like there on both sides. And with that all complete, that will conclude layers 1 through 3, and we'll be moving on up to layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 5. For layer 5 to get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a smooth quartz block on top of that iron bar right there in the front for our intake. Going forward from it, we're going to place down an upside down piston. If you do not have access to a debug stick, so if you're not on Java, I'd recommend a substitute to this piston being a upside down dark oak wood stair would be a good alternative. So again, you can go ahead and kind of swap that block out as needed, so an upside down stair or a piston upside down. Then after that, we're going to go ahead and place down a polished blackstone upside down stair. We want to make sure that the back of the stair is facing toward the left side of the aircraft and the left side only. After you have that done, we're going to go ahead and skip back here to, after this quartz block, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks. Then we're going to place down a row of smooth quartz. This is going to be a total of 9 blocks back. Then a yellow concrete block. Then 3 quartz top slabs. Then a birchwood fence post. A iron trapdoor, and a birchwood fence gate. We're also going to place down a fence gate that's going to come off the side here of this fence, and we're going to go ahead and then open this up toward the outside. So it's going to look like this here on the back. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and place down a yellow stained glass pane coming off the yellow concrete block, as well as 1, 2, 3 green stained glass panes along the quartz. We're going to go ahead and also place down a mossy cobblestone wall here, followed by a dark oak wood stair, and then 1, 2, 3 green terracotta. We're also going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 mossy cobblestone walls going forward as well. With that all done, we want to go ahead and then grab our item frames and our beds. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 item frames. And we're going to go ahead and place down black beds in the item frames rotated sideways. Then after that's done, we want to go ahead and then take our dark oak signs, and we're going to go ahead and also place them on the side here. This here is going to be a Java only feature. If you're not on Java, you will not be able to place down item frames and signs in the same block space. So if that's the case, just go ahead and place down the item frames and disregard that sign. And then we're going to go ahead and also place down a zombie head on both sides of this block here. So whether you have a stair or piston, go ahead and place down your zombie heads. Now when it comes to the wings here, we have pretty simple design here for them. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood slabs, and then we're going to place down 2 daylight detectors, followed by a dark oak wood trapdoor. Just a little side note here is that the trapdoors on the bottom here will open up with the daylight detectors. You can either use your debug stick to modify them, or you can go ahead and replace them with a birchwood trapdoor. For reference, to get the debug stick on Java, you'll type in the command /give appp minecraft :debug_stick. So you get this command here, press and enter, will give you this debug stick. You can left click the iron trapdoor to get selected open true. We're going to go ahead and right click that and set that to false. Now after that is done, we're going to go ahead and then grab our green carpet, and we're going to place down a row of green carpet that's going to go all the way along those quartz top slabs. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and take our dark oak trapdoors. We're going to place down 3 trapdoors and then 2 green carpet. Then we're going to place down 3 daylight detectors and 2 dark oak trapdoors. Again, we'll use our debug stick here to fix that iron trapdoor. After that, we want to go ahead and then take our daylight detector, place it here, 2 dark oak slabs, daylight detector, and a dark oak trapdoor. And we're going to then right click the trapdoors on the bottom there to go ahead and close them. Then after we have that done, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 dark oak stairs, and then a dark oak slab, like this. Taking our quartz top slabs, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 quartz top slabs, then 1, 2, 3. We'll then grab iron trapdoors, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 iron trapdoors, then a second row of iron trapdoors, and then we'll go ahead and grab ourselves some birchwood trapdoors. And for the very outside here, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 1, 2 birchwood trapdoors like that to go ahead and complete our wings. Now we'll also go ahead and take a zombie head, and we're going to place it on the daylight detector, like this right here, going off forward, and that is going to involve the next layer. So we're going to leave that alone for right now. But yeah, this is what it should look like here from the top-down view with this layer all complete. You're going to go ahead and again take what we did on the right side and flip it over to the left side to get both sides complete. Once you have that done, there is one thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about for Java players that we can go ahead and actually add on to the aircraft for a bit of detail. And that's going to be going ahead involving this section down here. Now this is going to be done using the debug stick, so this is really going to be only a Java feature that you can really do. But to do it, it's pretty simple. We're going to place down a yellow concrete block here, or just really any block in general, and then we're going to go ahead and place down a lever to both sides. We're going to go and then left click the lever with our debug stick until we get selected face. We're going to go and right click these and set these to the ceiling. We then want to left click these again until we get selected facing, and we're going to go ahead and then right click these and rotate these around so that they face out toward the outsides of the aircraft. So it looks something just like that. And just a little minor detail there on the bottom, but kind of, again, you know, just some nice little details we're trying to incorporate into the build. Anyways, though, that right there is going to conclude everything for layer number 5, and with that, let's move on to layer number 6. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 6. For layer 6 to get started with here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood, or actually, sorry, my bad, a polished blackstone slab on top of the stair. Then a piston right behind it. We're going to go ahead and then take our green terracotta, and we're going to place down a row of green terracotta all the way down the center of our aircraft for a total of 12 blocks until you get to that section here. Also, after this piston, you can also go ahead and use an end portal frame as an alternative for this section up here in the front. Just a nice block to use that kind of helps show the shaping we're trying to accomplish. Anyways, though, with that all done, after your yellow concrete block, we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of green concrete. That's going to go back a total of 6, ending on top of that birchwood trapdoor on the back there. Then coming off the second to last green terracotta block, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 iron trapdoors, and then we're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, and 3. Or actually, sorry, my bad, it's going to be 1, we're going to skip a space, and then 1, 2, 3. Then above the space right here, you can either go ahead and place down a birchwood fence gate, like this, and you're going to go ahead and have this opened up like that toward the outside, so it looks like this. Or if you're on Java, we can go ahead and place down a block above the space, a lever, and we can go ahead and then use our debug stick here to go ahead and rotate this around. And we're going to go ahead and rotate this so it comes from the ceiling like so. And then we want to go ahead and then rotate the facing so it kind of comes down like that and faces toward that that fence gate. So just kind of a couple of options there for you on doing the rear horizontal stabilizers. We're going to go ahead and then place down 2 dark oak with trapdoors along these 2 green terracotta blocks, as well as a green stained glass pane, yellow stained glass pane, and then 1, 2, 3 green stained glass panes. We're going to take our mossy cobblestone walls, go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1 and 2 green stained glass panes bring us to the front of the build. Now, after we have this done, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves an item frame, and we're going to place down an item frame that is going to go on both sides of the 4th mossy cobblestone wall from the sides. So right here, we're going to place down a yellow concrete block in the item frame, kind of rotated sideways. And if you're on Java, we'll place a dark oak wood sign on the side there as well. Then after that, we're going to go ahead and then work on our wings real quick, which are pretty simple. We're just going to go ahead and finish them off. We're going to start off by taking our green carpet. We're going to place down a row of green carpet going across this, so row of 4. We're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, then 2 green terracotta, 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, green carpet, a daylight detector, and then 2 dark oak wood trapdoors. And then we're going to place down 2 birchwood slabs, like so, and then 2 daylight detectors here on the back. Again, make sure to adjust your trapdoors here on the bottom accordingly, depending on your version. And then on the right side, so the right side of the aircraft, this wing over here, we're going to go ahead and do one technique that's not going to be incorporated on the air side. This is going to be done by going ahead and placing down an end rod that's going to come off of this slab here, and then a chain going forward from it. We're going to do it on the right side and the right side only. It will not be transferred to the left side. So this right here is what it should look like for the top-down view once you have this all complete. A few things I do want to go ahead and talk about with this layer also is going to be the involvement of doing our props on the aircraft. So for our props here, we're going to go ahead and get them actually built. And for this, we're going to start off by going ahead and going to this slab here, and we're going to go ahead and kind of go up like this at an angle, going up for our first blade. Then our next one, we're going to go ahead and grab our yellow concrete. We're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks out to the side. We'll delete the first 3. And then we're going to stack 1, 2, 3 skeleton skulls toward that slab like that. Then going down here, we're going to go ahead and go from the bottom of the stair. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished blackstone wall like this. And then we want to go ahead and place down a wither skeleton skull like that to go ahead and make your last blade. So it's going to look like this here for your front propellers. And at this point in time also, you can take your debug stick for my Java players, and if you have the pistons here, we can left click till we get selected extended false. We'll then right click these, set these to true, and we'll go ahead and get rid of that wood portion there. And it kind of helps with the shaping there for the front nose of the aircraft. And after that is all done, the last kind of thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about here is the banners on the back of the aircraft. Now the banners on the back of the aircraft, you have room for 2 letters, so for me I just did TC. It doesn't really mean anything in particular. But these banners, we want to read them left to right, so we're going to place them on the 2 green stained glass panes here. So we have TC on that side, and we have TC on the other side. So make sure that they read left to right on both sides here. And then we have this cross banner. I'm going to go ahead and grab the materials, and I'll show you guys how to make that. Alright guys, so when it comes to making the banners here, it's pretty straightforward to do. We're just going to be making this cross banner and all that. You're just going to need a green banner, black dye, 2 white dye, 3 green dye, and obviously your loom. We're going to place our green banner in the loom as well as our white dye. We're going to do the line that goes vertically for the center of the banner. We're going to grab that, and then we're going to go and then do the line that goes horizontally through the center like that. So you have this white cross. We're going to go and grab that banner, put it back into our loom along with our black dye, and we're going to go and select the pre-made cross that's going to look like this. We'll grab that banner, put it back into our loom along with our green dye. Now for this, we're going to go and do the line that goes horizontally across the top third of the banner. Then the line that goes horizontally across the lower third. And then you want to go and select the green border. That is somewhere. There we are. And it's going to create this design here. We'll grab that banner, and that'll be our design. Very simply, you're going to go ahead and just place it down on this green stained glass pane on both sides of the aircraft, and that'll be your little German iron cross on the aircraft. With that all done though, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer number 6, and with that, let's move on to layer number 7. Moving into our next layer, we have layer 7. For layer 7, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and begin by placing down a dark oak wood trapdoor on that second green terracotta block. We're going to go ahead and place down a daylight detector, a dark oak wood slab, and then we want to place down a row of 5 of black stained glass full blocks. We then want to place down a chain here on the back, followed by 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, and then a birchwood trapdoor on the very end. We'll then skip 2 spaces, place down a daylight detector, a mossy cobblestone wall, and 2 green terracotta blocks to bring us to the rear of the aircraft. We then want to go and take our dark oak with trapdoors, and we're going to place down a row of dark oak with trapdoors across the space here. This is going to be a total of 5 on the leading edge of our horizontal stabilizers, and then a row of 5 of green terracotta, green carpet across like that on the back. Once we have that done, going back up to the cockpit, we're going to place down a zombie head coming off the mossy cobblestone wall here at about a 45-degree angle. Then we're going to place down 1 and 2 black stained glass panes, followed by a dark oak wood fence post, and then 2 more black stained glass panes back. If you're on Java, we can go ahead and reacquire our debug stick here, and we can actually extend the glass panes in the direction toward the fence post. It's pretty simple. You're just going to left click until you get selected face, and should say a direction, and then you'll right click that to true, so it actually extends toward the fence post. It just kind of helps bring this cockpit a little bit more together, makes it look a little bit more enclosed. Overall, just kind of a nice way to, make the cockpit look and all that stuff. And your directions may vary depending on the orientation you do have your aircraft. Anyways, though, that is going to conclude layer 7, and with that, we'll be moving into our last final layers. Alright guys, so moving into our last final layers here, we have layers 8 through 9. For these layers to start with, we're going to place down a dark oak wood button on top of this black stained glass block, and then we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post behind that, followed by an end rod on top of that fence post. Then going to our vertical stabilizer, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 green terracotta blocks that go up like so, then a green stained glass pane like this, and then 2 dark oak wood slabs on the very top. We're going to take our green banner, this cross banner that we use down there on the sides of the fuselage, and we're going to place it on both sides here of the vertical stabilizer like that. After we have that done, we're going to go and then grab our barrier blocks. We're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 barrier blocks back. And on the left side, and the left side only, we're just going to go ahead and place down a line of stone buttons coming off the side of the barrier blocks like that going back. And once you have that all done right there, that is going to wrap up everything we have for layers 8 through 9. And with that, that is going to complete my tutorial here for the Ju-87 Stuka B1. B-2. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this design and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this tutorial, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This being anything from a the build, link to my channel, or this video if this does appear in social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free user for a project you guys are working on. And yeah, other than that, that's going to pretty much wrap up this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.